Who are you? Great question to ask yourself every day. Who am I now? Who do I want to become? Am I excited about who I am now, or do I need to make some changes? Do I need to become better, stronger, fitter, healthier, wiser? What do I need to do to be the person that I'm really proud of if I'm not already? That's how you feel about yourself, technically called your self-esteem. But what about what other people think about you? That's your reputation. So if somebody took a photo of you around to all the people that would recognise your face, what words would other people use to describe you? What words would you like other people to use to describe you? And are you that person, or are you pretending to be that person, or hoping to be that person sometime in the future? Very personal, confrontational questions. And that's why I ask them every day, because there are some people, of course, that we should never care what they think. There's 7 billion people in the world, not all of them are going to like you, and trying to please everybody and have everybody like you is just craziness, of course. But you must have people in your life who you respect, and you would like them to respect you. And what do you need to do to earn their respect? That's why I always ask that question. So here's a very interesting exercise to go through. If you were to open up the contacts in your phone and go through the names, your human brain will probably come up with a picture of each person if you know them. And then you'll probably have a feeling about each one of those people. That's the person that is always happy. That's the person that always talks about the weather. That's the person that is always grumpy when I call them. That's the person that I don't know what they'll be like when I call them because they're really inconsistent. They're moody. That's the person that I love calling because they're always happy. There'll be a reputational thought that goes through your head when you see somebody's name. Now, that's the reverse question that I always ask myself. When somebody sees my name in their phone, or they see my name and there's a picture that comes into their head, or words to describe me as a person, what comes into their head? Now, as I share again, there are people who, of course, we shouldn't care about, yeah? But if you've got people that you love and you respect, what do you want them to be thinking about you, to be saying about you, when they see your name or the thought of you goes through their head? And this is where I think we forget how important this could be. Because if you want people to recommend you, write references for you, employ you, date you, sleep with you, have you in their life, could it be really important to live up to their expectations or exceed their expectations versus somebody looks at your name in their phone and thinks, oh God, I can't wait to get that person out of my life, or I hope they don't call me, or if your name comes up and you are calling them, they go, nah, don't want to talk to that person because I don't like them. And I'm sure you've experienced all of those. So here's the personal questions that I ask myself. Would people, again, I don't care about liking me, but am I respectable? Am I honest? Am I loyal? Do I have integrity? Am I positive? Am I a solution finder? Am I optimistic? Now, I'm the opposite from most people because I get accused regularly of being too happy and too positive and too optimistic, and you can't be that happy all of the time. Those things for me are a compliment, though, and I don't care if people, if my name comes up in your phone and you look at the phone and go, oh, that's that ridiculously happy lady, I don't want to talk to her because she's always too happy. I have no challenge with that at all. I'll just give you an interesting side note to that. In my career of being involved with thousands of businesses around the world, I've also been involved with employing thousands of people around the world. And I've had more than one person say this to me, Rowie, I can't work here anymore, or I can't work for you anymore because I can't be happy all the time, it's too hard. There's an expectation in this organisation that you have to be happy and positive and be optimistic and a solution finder, and I just can't do that. So I love having that reputation. What kind of reputation do you want to have? So if you're sick, do you tell people, I'm really sick, I'm really tired, I'm injured, I've got a sore foot, I've got a headache? Does that add value to people's lives? Because when your name comes up in their phone, you might be the person, oh, she's the one that always whinges about being sick, or she's the hypochondriac is one that people share with me. I don't want to talk to that person because they're always sick. They've always got something wrong with them. They're a hypochondriac. In other words, they're not really sick. What about this horror? And this is very confrontational, but Are you always depressed? Are you moody? Moody's a really interesting one because that's the one where we don't know what to expect. That person, I'd rather have somebody in my life that I know they're going to be angry or depressed or miserable all of the time versus sometimes they're really happy and sometimes they're miserable and grumpy. So when you call them, you don't know what to expect. So you're holding your breath, hoping that today's a good day. What kind of reputation is that? So here's a great question. Whatever you want your reputation to be, do you want it to be just sometimes, most of the time, or all of the time? And that's why I always ask that question. There's 5 words to describe you as a person. Now, you could pick 7 or 10 or 25, it doesn't matter. But mine are tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined and professional. Tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined and professional. And I want to be that person all of the time. My goal, my aim, my driving force is to live my life as that person. So whether people like that or not, it doesn't matter. But that's what I want my reputation to be. And that's how I want to feel about myself, that I'm tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined and professional. So that's just an interesting thing to consider. Whatever you want your reputation to be, are you living that person or pretending to be somebody that you're not? And that's got to be really awkward and uncomfortable, I'm sure. Imagine trying to please other people, have other people like you. So you do things, dress a certain way, live your life a certain way to try and impress other people rather than be the person that you are. And that's the gorgeous thing about when you are who you are and you like who you are and you respect who you are, it doesn't matter if other people don't like you because you like and respect yourself. How awesome is that? So when your name comes up in somebody's phone, when people think about you, when your name comes through somebody's headspace, are they saying happy, positive, optimistic things about you? Or is it, I don't want to talk to them? And that's that really interesting question. Do you light up a room when you walk in? Ta-da! Or does the room light up when you walk out because you're the miserable, grumpy person? And if I ask this question, do you want to be known as a miserable, grumpy, pessimistic person who's always complaining, whinging and moaning? And I would hope that that isn't the reputation that any human wants to have. But you and I both know that we have people in our life who we think of them that way. They're always depressed, they're always angry, they're always miserable, they're always negative, they always say nasty things, they're a gossip, they're a critic, whether it's sometimes or all of the time. And there's another interesting thing to take note of. Can you be a nice person some of the time? Or are you a horrible person all of the time that can be nice sometimes if you have to be? I think that's a really interesting question to ask. Because my theory for that question is if you're a nice person, if you're a respectful person, if you're a kind, positive, optimistic person, why would you be that only some of the time? If you have to pretend to be, you might do it because you have to impress somebody. But wouldn't it be nice to live your life as an expression of who you are rather than trying to impress on people how awesome you are? Because then you're trying to please other people. So what's your reputation? How do you feel about yourself? Do those two match up? And if they don't, could life be so much more fun and so much less awkward and so much more easy to deal with on a day-to-day basis when you just be you, express who you are and live your life, as I always share, to the max. Living my life to the max. Woohoo! Super duper doo. How are you?